What's going on, peoples? Yeah. You know those little twirly glider things? You know, where you go like, and then it twirls around and it goes up into the sky and then it falls back down. Kind of reminds me of those like little girls' toys, because I look up like 90s toys all the time. There's these like little fairy gliders, and I'm not as familiar with those, but there are people out there who are like crazy nostalgic for that. I don't know. But this is Shutokou Battle. Now you might be wondering, hey, Dreamcast 84, what is Shutokou Battle? That's an intriguing title. What's up with that cover? I've never heard of this game. Well, this is just one of those classic examples of a game that goes by a different name. This is Tokyo Xtreme Racer. You may or may not be familiar with Tokyo Xtreme Racer. But it's one of those game franchises that it's kind of like underrated because I was talking about racing games here recently. I was talking to Daniel Jason on this channel about Sega Rally 2, and you know what? This is a good solid racer. I talk more about Speed Devils more than this game. Admittedly, I talk more about Pin Pin Tri Isolon and Zuzar Vezar a whole lot because they're just great. I talk about Pod Racer because that one just really stands out in a good way. But this game, it has really good realistic lighting. When I'm playing Xbox Original and I'm playing Reckless, I'm just kind of like taken aback by the graphics. But for the Sega Dreamcast, and especially on this upscaler and everything, the lighting effects, like you can see that there's like really good reflecting lights. It just looks really realistic. The paint jobs, like it looks like every car is just brand new. What's really cool about this game is that the cars take damage, I believe. I believe it takes realistic damage. The tracks are based in real life stuff, but it's not like Gran Turismo where it's just done up in scale. It's just like, I don't know, you're only like restricted to a couple of laps or whatever, but the presentation is really good. I'm not sure if this was originally a early release Dreamcast game or not, but it probably was the first iteration because there was a Tokyo Xtreme Racer 2 on the Dreamcast, and this is another good example of a where the sequel is just a whole lot better. Not to say that the first one's not good, it's just that the second one is just totally extrapolates and magnifies the scope of things and makes it just a little bit better. Very interesting symbol on the cover and everything. This is the Japanese version, of course. This is just Tokyo Xtreme Racer. Not much to say. I have no idea what Shutokou Battle means, but when you're thinking of battle, you're thinking about anything other than racing. It should have been called Shutokou Racing. But whatever, it's all good. We love the Sega Dreamcast for all of its crazy quirkiness. It's a very lovable thing. Do you ever just take your game consoles and just hug it? Like I got a Dreamcast right here, and this is the one with the broadband, I believe. Yeah. Do you ever just take your game consoles and just seriously, like you're a tree hugger? Like I'm a hippie, but it makes me feel good. It's just I feel that energy. I put a lot of love in the Sega Dreamcast, and I don't know if you guys do this, but like Dreamcast fandom kind of goes there. Look at the Sonic fans. I'm nowhere like that. Sonic fans are a little bit too much, but like, do you guys have a game console that you literally love it like it's a person? You might not talk to it, but just every now and then you just have a deep appreciation, and then just every now and then you're just like, you know what, you're the best. You're the best. Love the Sega Dreamcast, man. Just great. The Japanese system because it's got that little clear piece right there. If you look at the little clear piece right there, normally it's gray, but if it's like kind of transparent with a gray backing, that's the Japanese system. And this is the one with the. Actually, this is not the broadband adapter. This is just a. I forgot what I did with the other broadband adapter. Yeah, I have it hooked up to another system somewhere. But anyway, I just love the way it looks. I still haven't done a console review, but I mean, just look at it, man. It's just like it has this awesome little slope. It's kind of got like a sun rising type symbolism. It's got those weird like if you turn it upside down, it's got the pyramid, the capstone of the pyramid lights up. Illuminati symbolism. You can get into the esoteric meanings about the sixes. I'm thinking that they're like, if you look at the red, you can probably make out 2 6s, but if you look at the like little, you know, the opaque, transparent image, there's another 6 in there. You know, kind of like a I don't know. I don't know. Like people are very dismissive when you're talking about symbolism, but you know, whatever. It can be whatever you want it to be. Like a butterfly is not necessarily Monarch programming or MK Ultra. It can just a butterfly can just be a butterfly if you like butterflies. You know what I'm saying? Kind of channeling some of that Paul from Pockets of the Future. I haven't looked at his channel in a good long time, but here we are talking about a million things that has nothing to do with Shutokou Battle, which is AKA Tokyo Xtreme Racer. It's a good racing game, and it's underrated and overlooked, admittedly, because it's good. It's good. The Dreamcast just has so many racing games. It's impossible to just talk about all of them. So here we are talking about Tokyo Xtreme Racer, the Japanese version. Let's get into it. Right on, man. I'm just like really happy to be here. Yeah, dude, I had to switch out my Rumble Pack just now because I got that like haunted Rumble Pack that just goes you know, it's just off the chain, just going crazy. But I switched it out with my Naki Rumble Pack here, and it seems to be doing fine. And yeah, I just recorded two game intros and footage. Just have a little bit of time today, so I'm really happy about that. So that means I can work on a video and maybe upload one later tonight. Maybe. I'm not going to promise anything, but I have 3 of them lined up, basically. I'm going to be... I don't want this to be the longest game review. What's QR? Is that quick race? One would assume that QR is quick race. Now, the language barrier is somewhat of a problem, but I'm just going to hit A because whatever gets served at me is probably what I got to do. Kind of digging the white. Let's just do that. Normal. Oh, so you can put little spoilers on the back and stuff. I guess let's put some spoilers on the back just for fun. So yeah, man, really happy to have some footage on my tablets, and that's really cool, man, because I like churning out content. It does get tiresome every now and then, and I do need a day here and there. I feel like I took like 5 days off, and Gollum Cone noticed, and I appreciate you being that guy, Gollum Cone, because you know it's cool. it feels good to be missed. I just appreciate, I appreciate that. You know, you're a good guy. Yeah, I appreciate it. Now this is kind of a dark game. I hope that you can see. You can probably make out the most of it. Rumble Pack is going along, and I love the realistic graphics. This is a game where the realistic graphics kind of works in its favor. It kind of has an arcade mode feel to it. you know, I'm not taking this game too terribly seriously, but I am enjoying the tight controls. The steering is not too terribly bad. It's like it works with you a little bit. It's not like Roadsters where it was just a little bit too much. You know, Roadsters was a little hard to stay on the track. Exhibition of Speed was a little bit hard too, but you could get used to the schematic. I like Exhibition of Speed a whole lot more than Roadsters. I want to just kind of rack my mind and think of racing games that you don't really hear much about. I mean, there's Spirit of Speed, but people are vocal about that game for the wrong reasons because it's a bad game. I like the replays. Let's just do next stage just for the sake of variety. These are just impression reviews, so this one doesn't have to be too terribly long. Okay, it just kind of starts you on a rolling start. That's good. Music's pretty good. I like the music. I like the Japanesey feel. I think it has kind of a traditional Japan soundtrack because it really fits the authentic tracks. Now you can play the same tracks backwards, which I think is kind of a cop-out. I think track variety is a little bit lacking. Track variety is a little bit better for Tokyo Xtreme Racer 2. And I'm not so sure if there was, yeah, you're not supposed to take those exits. The exit's kind of a forfeiture, but let's retry, why not? But yeah, I mean, it's cool. If anything's kind of like authentic to how things really are in Japan, that's really awesome. I kind of like it when they use real locations for inspiration in games. Yeah, it's kind of like how Grand Theft Auto mapped out locations for, you know, real, you know, Los Angeles would be, you know, used or whatnot, which is cool. It gives you that real world feel. Just can never really get into those. It's so hard not to oversteer. Right there. I feel like I'm driving a DeLorean. I equate every car to being a DeLorean. I've got that Back to the Future consciousness. Oh, if you stay too far away from the enemy, the you know, the person that you're racing, it times you on it, which is cool. This is a very interesting game. It has an interesting approach to it because, you know, you're kind of tethered to the other car because if you stray too far away, it's just doesn't really work. Now your enemy, I think they're on the map. I don't know if they're located with. I think it's this guy. Yeah, you see to the left it says R. I think it said R. Music's pretty cool. I kind of got the music down so I can talk, but yeah, the music kind of changes every time you replay. It's not just the same song. That's cool. This is a very likable game. I remember being lost in this game, kind of like Speed Devils. Speed Devils is more fun, I think. I'm always talking about Speed Devils. We'll get to that. We'll get to that eventually. Oh man, no, not again. Not again. We got to anticipate that turn. Come on. So, you see that bar on the upper left-hand corner? That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, I thought maybe I can do this. But yeah, let's just do a replay. You got to hit B to go to retry. I guess we'll talk about menus and stuff eventually, but I really wanted to anticipate this turn coming up. Okay, that's not good. Not good. Not playing the best, guys. It did say R. I wonder what R stands for. The lighting effect is really awesome. I love how it trails. Once you take like a hard turn, you see the streaming of the fluorescent bulbs or whatever. It's cool. But do be picky about the rumble packs that you put in your controller because oh come on, I just can't. Let's just retire. Let's get out of this. End it. Let's just explore the game and see. I think that was like arcade mode. There might be like an original mode. versus Quest. Okay, let's do Quest. I'm not sure what P is. What's telephone? Okay, that's some sort of like access to your memory card. Could this be like an yeah, it's like an online web browser thing. You can tell with the cursor that's what that is. Not sure how to get out of it, so I'm with soft reset. I'm glad that the Dreamcast never really like made you have like a gamer profile and make you do trophies or gamer score. Because I think that gaming kind of got cheapened with that. It's like people started to play for the wrong reasons. I got really into Gamerscore, and I played with an ex-girlfriend, and it was so cheap. Like we agreed on her helping me get Gamerscore and me helping her get Gamerscore, but she didn't hold up her end of the bargain. I really resent females for making false promises and not having accountability behind their actions. I really do hold that against them. Sounds like a save, load. This is just options. Okay, P. What does P mean? I guess type B. That might be the other car on. Why not? QR Quest Race something. I did pick this one originally. Let's just pick a different car just for the sake of... This yellow might show up on camera just a little bit better. Autopilot. I think we're playing the same stage, the original one, but it's just a little bit backwards because you're just playing it the other way around, right? Yeah, if you hit Y, you can pick different views. Looks like you're only restricted to 2 different views. Oh, if you hold down the B button, that's like a headlights, high beams, I guess. It's good to feather the gas and to anticipate turns, like any racing game. All racing games are essentially the same, but we like some more than others, don't we? I'm not sure what mode this is. It was just like something I selected. I forgot. But yeah. I typically like more arcade racers, and for being kind of more of a realistic racer, this one I can appreciate for sure. I think this game is a little bit limited in scope, and I like it. I'm kind of formulating what I'm going to rate it already. I'm not racing against anybody in this mode. It's just kind of a best lap. I don't know. I'm not so sure if this game has realistic car companies backing it, or if it's just like made up car names or whatever, but it sure does seem realistic, doesn't it? I'm not much of a car guy. I'm just not. Cars are just utilities for me. It gets me to where I need to go, and that's that. But you know, game definitely looks cool. It's got good music. It's got good controls. I can see people getting into it. I did get into it there for a while. I remember playing this just a little bit. Is there like a lap that I'm doing? I don't know. Anyway, I'll just get out of this one. Oh, that was just practice. Playing that for nothing. Excuse me. Alright, we'll do quest mode and then we'll end it new. I think picking a white car was a little bit better. Yeah, I'll just hit, whatever name they give me, whatever default stuff. Yeah, you can make your own license tag. That's cool. Yeah, sure. License tag's kind of cool. 1111. I used to look at the clock and it would always be 1111. I'd be like, the pillars, the Masonic pillars of Joaquin Phoenix, and I forgot what the pillars were called, but yeah, the two pillars is a Masonic semblance. So more of that esoteric symbolism, kind of like the checkerboard floors and the pillars and the Joachim and Boaz. Some of that weird, Moloch, Baal worship. Okay, let's just play the flipping game. Well, I couldn't really figure out Quest. I'm going to recommend the NTSC version or the PAL version. I would not be surprised if this was in PAL. But Quick Race is the best that I can figure out for this Japanese import game. Yeah, I am leaning on a 9.5 for this game, right? But the language barrier really kind of is annoying, because with the Quick Race, I want to be able to understand the menus just a little bit, and it's a little bit menu heavy, just a little bit, just a tad. It's a little bit tad much. It's a little much, but you can figure out most of it, and you can manage to play a game like this. So, like I said, I was leaning on a 9.5, but the language barrier is kind of like a shame. I guess I'll make it like a 9.1. Sounds about right, I guess, because this is a good game, but definitely play the other regions if you're able to play this in PAL. Play this on NTSC if it's cheaper. I think a lot of NTSC games are cheaper for PAL regions. Gollum, come and let me know. I think that it probably is cheaper to get a lot of the NTSC games, and plus there's a lot of NTSC games that were not released in PAL territory. I'm pretty sure. It's kind of lame how you guys got it worse than we did. Like America got the Sega Sports Black system, and you guys only got the regular white system. I know you guys probably would love to have console color variations and special editions and stuff, and limited editions and whatnot. I think that Europe deserves more, because the fan base for the Sega Dreamcast is, I would argue, is the fan base is a little bit more fervent and vocal because of the Dreamcast Junkyard guys. They're very dedicated. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9.1. And do I recommend? Yeah, but I'm gonna recommend the NTSC version over this, just because I've played the NTSC version. PAL games are just a little bit too expensive to collect for, so I don't even touch that with the 10-foot pole. I just don't. But yeah, it's fun. Not my personal favorite, but it'll do, pig. It'll do. So yeah, in recap, 9.1. I recommend, but I'm always gonna have a soft spot in my heart for the arcadey racers. I love Pin Pin. Just look at the character and charisma and charm that Pin Pin Triathlon exudes. And Zuzar Vezar, and how cool that game is and everything. But yeah, 9.1. I recommend. I'm just not gonna be too terribly vocal about it, but yeah, I'm not. If this is your favorite game, then more power to you, man. I'm gonna, I'll play it. I'll play it with you, man. Let's play a game of Tokyo Xtreme Racer, man. Let's do it. Good times. Appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a good one.